Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Monday night. I'm Jo Madden. This is BettingPros. We're going over our primetime matchup, week 17. Hardly can believe that we're already sitting here, but we're looking at the LA Rams versus the Atlanta Falcons. Now, movement a little bit in those lines out there, especially on some of these props. We're going to go over everything in the chat here. Drop your questions, drop your comments. Let's talk about what you're liking, any questions you have on any of the players out there. And we're going to get into all of it. I'm also going to get into all of my best bets. So looking at the LA Rams, we are seeing a spread of 7.5. Yes, so they are laying over that tutty in a game that's still meaningful for them. They want to lock up that fifth seed. So definitely a place that they want to be. They're coming in at minus 370 on the money line. You know, we can't touch that. And that total sitting at 48.5. Now the Atlanta Falcons out there, they're eliminated. We know that. They're going to bring it though tonight. You look at the Atlanta Falcons, they're not going to give up. They're on Monday Night Football, prime time action against one of the best teams in the league in the LA Rams. But I think there's a couple different ways we can go with this one. My best bet in this, I definitely think it's got to be the over, you guys. I'm expecting those points to come out of both of those teams. But if you don't want to take this game to the over 48.5, isolate the Rams team total. You got a Rams team total coming in at 28.5, and it's a fantastic bet in my opinion, because you look at this team averaging right around 30 points per game. You've got the Falcons defense that puts up or allows right around that 24. Now, they're going to be putting that pressure on Stafford. We know one thing about the Atlanta Falcons. They love to bring that pressure. They love to get to the quarterback. Matt Stafford, he's going to get that ball moving through the air. So I think it's going to be a great game. He will have a little bit less time in the pocket than he's going to want. It's not going to be always a clean pocket, but I think we're going to see a lot out of him. It's time to make a million. Give me that long shot. Yeah, let's get into some of those long shot bets out there. The players that you want to ult, because as soon as you start believing in one player, ulting them up, I think is a great way to make some money. So let's first look at Puka Nacua. Okay, we know what a stud Puka Nacua is out there on the field, right? So Puka has been just dominating. Matt Stafford can just sling that ball down to him. And we know no Devontae Adams out there on the field. So let's look at Puka. Let's look at some alt numbers that we can go with him. I did take him over the 7.5 receptions. Now, it's juicy over 7.5. Can he get 8.5 to the over? Can he get 9.5 to the over? I do think we could ladder up Puka in that regards. I also think when you look at Puka Nacua, you could also take him for that, for his receiving yards to the over. It's 108.5. If you think he's getting 109 receiving yards, this is where I would start to fire up Puka Nacua. Firing him up to 150 plus receiving yards, I do think is a solid way to go. Like I said, the Rams, this isn't a game that's completely meaningless, and we're not going to see those big plays out of them. Now, Puka's longest is 29.5. So something to note on that longest for Puka at 29.5. His prop is so highly juiced now. Over 7.5 for those total receptions is now minus 156. I thought it was bad earlier at minus 140. Still something I played, but I still thought a lot of juice. But let's look at his ult receiving yards in this one. I like to go for that plus money. If you guys know me, I love to go for those long shots. We're going to look at a long shot touchdown score, so don't go anywhere. But 150 plus receiving yards for Puka Nacua, coming in at plus 320. That is a solid number, you guys, and a number that I do think he can hit. Now, if you're taking it for the 108.5, the regular number to the over, do a ladder, do the 125 plus receiving yards, and then the 150 plus receiving yards. Putting a third of a unit on each, I do think is a really sound way to bet Puka Nacua tonight. So I'm going to be looking there. Let's talk that long shot, because I mentioned the long shot touchdown. Okay. You look at Cousins. The only way Cousins is going to be able to stay competitive in this game, he's got to throw it up. The run game is going to be so hard versus the LA Rams. So we know Cousins will be playing from behind at a certain situation as well. His anytime interception, get this, the books want you to pay minus 160. That's how little faith the books have that Cousins won't throw an INT. As soon as I start looking at a prop like that, and we've seen him throw interceptions in last 4 games out there, I can't trust Cousins not to throw it. The LA Rams have every ability to get that interception. If they're getting an interception, if I really do feel that it's coming in, the books have got it that juice, I got to look at the defensive touchdown. The Rams, anytime pick 6 here, the defensive touchdown coming in at plus 700. I think this is a fantastic way to tackle the defense here of the LA Rams. I think they have every ability to hit Cousins, to get to Cousins, to cause him to be under pressure, and then for us to be able to capitalize on that defensive touchdown. Now, you could look at the sacks, and I love the sack market. Leonard Floyd here, I do think he has every possibility of getting to Stafford in this one. I would look at Turner as well as the Rams to be able to get to Cousins. You're going to get great plus money with both of those guys. I do like the defensive touchdown so much better in this game, though. I think we're going to really see them bring it. So where else am I going? And you guys, let's hear what else you're like, and you're going to go. You're going to take the defensive touchdown. I like it. I think it's a great way to make some money tonight. So let's hope we can see that defensive touchdown out there on the board. Who else are we looking at? We're looking at Puka. Okay, we're looking at the defensive touchdown for the LA Rams. Puka for the anytime tutty. You can't bet it, you guys. It's minus 145. I hate laying juice on those touchdowns. Got Bijan Robinson coming in at minus 130. Drake London back in this lineup. We know he's going to get those looks from Cousins, but here's the problem for me taking Drake London. He's plus 170, and yes, he has every ability to get there. I think we get a long, deep pass from Cousins to London. Absolutely. You could look at his receiving prop, his longest reception, but I like going with the tight end here. Kyle Pitts. I think we're going to see that pressure coming here in this game on Cousins. He is going to be wanting to get the ball down the field to Drake London. He's going to have to pass it off quick. Kyle Pitts is going to be in that perfect position to get that ball quick. Now, there's certain quarterbacks that love looking for their tight ends out there. Cousins is one of those quarterbacks, and he always looks for that tight end position. So and when we look at Kyle Pitts to get that anytime tutty, you guys, it's coming in at plus 210. I like it. We're starting to lose value on the defensive touchdown there for the LA Rams. It was plus 700. It's just dropped to plus 650. Money is coming in on it. If you guys are watching and put a ton of money on that, let me know. But yeah, the LA Rams defensive touchdown now plus 650. If you take Kyle Pitts for a touchdown, the LA Rams defensive touchdowns coming in at plus 2216. I wouldn't do that, but let's put Kyle Pitts in for the anytime tutty. Let's just put a couple of things together here, you guys. We got some time before this game kicks off, and we are here live till kickoff. So do me a favor, hit that like button, you guys. Share it with a friend. Keep this free content coming out here on Betting Pros on the daily. And all you have to do is like it, share it, do me the solid. And yeah, let's go. So Kyle Pitts, his receiving yards still the same. I love this number. 51.5 for his receiving yards. I think it's a really great way to go for Kyle Pitts. I think it's going to be a game in which Cousins will have to move that ball out of his hands so quick. I'm going to build like a little kind of parlay here. Pitts for the tutty and Pitts over 51.5. Receiving yards coming in at 51.5. Now, Puka, we talked about, I do think you can fire up his numbers, his receiving prop, 108.5. But I really love those receptions even more. Now, I do think he's going to go over the receiving prop spot. I'm going to kind of throw some things together here, make kind of a long shot, same game parlay for you guys as we go over these things. I would put Puka Nacua over his 7.5 receptions. We know he's going to get those looks out there on the field. And when we take that, we take Puka for the receptions over 7.5, Kyle Pitts for the tutty, Kyle Pitts over 51.5 receiving yards is coming in at plus 509. That is not going to cut it for me. I want to go a little bit deeper with this same game parlay. So quarterback props. We got Cousins coming in at 225.5. You guys, Matt Stafford at 263.5. Instead of looking at that, I want to go to their touchdowns. So the anytime passing touchdowns coming in here. Now, Cousins, I like him over that passing at 225.5. Yeah, but over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I already told you guys it's going to be so hard for the Atlanta Falcons to be able to move the ball on the ground. We've got a stout defense here of the LA Rams. And I'm also looking here. Cousins has every ability to chuck it up he does have Drake London back in the lineup. I think we're going to see Kyle Pitts. He has some running backs that have good hands, and he can throw it up as well to them, those short passes off to them. I think we're going to see Cousins go over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Now, this is nice plus money, you guys, over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Cousins coming in at plus 152. Sign me up. Matt Stafford, you guys want to look at Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's numbers are high, but absolutely doable. You got Matt Stafford rolling in at 263.5 for his passing prop and his passing touchdowns. You ready? It's 2.5, but over 2.5 passing touchdowns for Matt Stafford. Coming in at plus 156. I love it. To the over, I think he gets 3 passing touchdowns in this game. Look at all the weapons he has out there on the field. He has every ability to chuck this ball up. It's going to depend. As long as Cousins can push Stafford, we're going to see 3 touchdowns out of Matt Stafford. I told you guys this team is averaging right around 30 points per game. We're seeing the Falcons give up right around 24. I do think 28.5 to the over for the LA Rams is the best bet. Then the full game to the over. When I account for that, I'm expecting 21 of those points to come via a touchdown and the extra point. So I do like Matt Stafford to go over that. Now, I think we're going to see a running touchdown as well, rushing touchdown, and we're going to be able to make some money on these touchdown props. So that's absolutely where I'm going in this matchup, you guys. I got to look at that. So when we go into building this parlay, I got same game parlay. It's a long shot. Who doesn't want a plus 50 and 80? Long shot parlay. Maybe a sprinkle, a little bit of coffee money. But I would take these props and like play around. This is where I feel the most comfortable. Ulting some of these players. So Kyle Pitts for the tutty. I do think the tight end for the Atlanta Falcons can get in there. If you want to take Drake London, I understand why. He's a great target for Cousins, but I think Pitts can get in as well. I'm going to take Kyle Pitts. I love his receiving prop to the over 51.5. If you want to look at his receptions, I can't deny that he has every ability to get those receptions. Puka Nacua, I'll take his receptions over the 7.5, but I expect him to fly over his receiving yards on 108.5. And then Cousins over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Matt Stafford over 2.5 passing touchdowns. It's coming in at plus 1580. Now, if I was going to take anything out, it would be the Kyle Pitts tutty. So then we're looking here at a plus 970. That gives us Kyle Pitts over 51.5 receiving yards, Puka Nacua over 7.5 total receptions, Kirk Cousins over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Matt Stafford over 2.5. If we would allow the quarterbacks, we take out their numbers. I would also look here at those longest passes for the quarterbacks. I think that is another solid way to go. Stafford's 37.5 and Cousins is 33.5. Because I think Cousins is going to be in the situation where he's going to have to be making those big plays down the field, where Stafford can just, move that ball nicely down the field, not make those big, long balls go mistake, right? Like, we're going to see more out of Cousins being in the situation. But the pass completions and the pass attempts is a really solid way to look when you're looking at this game. And I think that's where you want to go. If you want to look at Cousins, it's 33.5. He has been, sorry, that's not 33.5. Yeah, it is. His longest pass and his pass attempts is the exact same number, which is funny. Of course, one is yards and the other one is numbers. So I'm going to take Cousins over the 33.5 pass attempts. I really do think he can get there. Now, they won't let me parlay that with Pitts and Puka, but I do think Cousins should be in for a solid performance out here on the field. He wants to come out nice and strong in this Monday Night Football game, and I do think we're going to see it out of him. So, you guys, there's a lot of different things that we can go over in this game. I know you guys want to hear about those touchdown props. Drop in the live chat here what you're liking, where you're thinking. If you made it to your fantasy Super Bowl, let me know. I know a lot of people that didn't get there, that got eliminated last week, but let's hear it if you did. So looking at those touchdown props, you guys, this game is about to kick off. We are seeing the books locking up some of those numbers. So just quickly before this game kicks off right away here, Puka, like I said, too juicy at minus 145. You got Bijan Robinson at minus 130. I can't go there. I can't lay that much juice. I will look at the LA Rams defensive touchdown. It's coming in at plus 650. I'm also going to take Ferguson here of the LA Rams at plus 340. Atwell is a great price. Now, Atwell, very limited out there for his touchdowns. I believe only one touchdown, but Atwell at plus 800, definitely worth a shot. I'm not going to take Atlanta's defense to be able to get things done. Pitts at plus 210, Drake London at plus 170, Tyler Algier at plus 220. Let me know which one you like better. Yes, the live bets to look for, and I love that you're going there. If we see the Atlanta Falcons go up first, come back in on the LA Rams when they're only laying a field goal. Also, if that total, if this game starts off slow, please wait for that number to drop, jump in on the over. I do think it's a solid way. The LA Rams will put up the majority of the points, in my opinion, but I do think the Falcons will answer back. Also, know those numbers, know those props going into this game, know where those quarterbacks are sitting, how many times they hit right around the number. If we see a weak first half out of either of them coming back in on the numbers when they drop, you guys, a live bet in these games is absolutely fire. This game has kicked off. I'm Jo Madden. This is BettingPros, you guys. Hit that like button for me. Also, share this video. This is the last Monday Night Football game of the year. It's crazy. I appreciate each and every single one of you. All the best in all your bets. Let's make some freaking money out there tonight. I will see you next time here on BettingPros. Bye, guys. Best of luck.